Great one grinding here in the Hunter Call of the Wild can be a very challenging thing to get good at. That's why in today's video, I'm going to be counting down the top 5 best tips and tricks to master your grind here in the Hunter Call of the Wild, and take your first step forwards to becoming a pro grinder here in the Hunter Call of the Wild. Now, after you guys finish this video, let me know down below in the comment section, what is your favorite species to grind, or what species do you want to grind first? Today we're going to be covering what weapon you guys should be using, all the way to if you have the right skills and perks, or if you're even ready to grind it all. This is the ultimate video that's still quite brief. It's not going to waste 45 minutes of your time. That'll give you some really helpful information for improving your grinding here in the Hunter Call of the Wild, or just to get a head start and understand what you need to do to become a pro grinder. So without further ado guys, if you do end up enjoying today's video whatsoever, please let me know down below by smashing that like button and subscribing, as it is very much appreciated. As a 16-year-old content creator, my goal by the end of 2026 is 50,000 subscribers. So if you guys would be willing to help support me on that goal, it would be very much appreciated. Wasting no more of your time, without further ado guys, let's go ahead and dive right into today's banger. Okay guys, so coming in at number 5 here on our list today is going to be to purposely use the improper weapon. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, Squid, what in the world is wrong with you? Why would you use the improper weapon? I cannot tell you the amount of times I've been making a video. I started out by doing one of my grinds, whether this be a grind guide, just a cache guide or something, and I was using like grinding footage. I have so many comments that say, already left the video because he's using the wrong gun. Or they'll say something about me using the wrong gun, just in general. And little do these people know that we do this purposely. And the reason for this is because when you use a big gun like the 375 or the 300 on grinds that don't already require a gun like that, which would only be the bear grind or the moose grind, so that leaves you with, I think, like 10 grinds. What this will do is make it so that way you almost never have to track those common animals. And what I mean by common animals are those non-trophy animals. Any animal that's not a rare, a diamond, or quite obviously a great one, it almost completely eliminates all tracking, which makes you kill so much more animals per hour because you're not tracking as much, even if you track each animal for 5 minutes. 5 minutes, 10 times, over 10 time resets, or 10 rotations, or 10 runs, however the frick you want to say it, it can add up to 50 minutes of time. That's only 5 minutes of tracking. If you have to track an animal 10-15 minutes because you didn't hit it right, that can add up to several hours worth of time wasted by tracking. You might just say, Squid, I just wouldn't pick up the animal. Well, little did you guys know that when you don't pick up animals here in the Hunter Call of the Wild, if it's a great one species, it will not come back as a great one. Only claimed harvests can come back as great ones. We're going to talk more about this here in a little bit. Obviously, on those species that are trophies, so if you spawn a diamond or you spawn a rare, you're going to want to shoot it with the proper gun. Because if you shoot it with a big gun like the 300 or the 375 or your class 7 to 9 rifle of choice for doing your grind, you're going to mess it up and it's going to score gold, or you're not going to get trophy integrity and get the maximum score potential for your rare fur. So, therefore, using a big gun is 100% worth it, and if you're not doing it, you're wasting time as we speak. Alright my friends, so coming in at number 4 here on our list today is going to be to make sure that you're over the level of 30. Now there's a lot of videos out there, and I've even said it myself in videos before, and frankly it is the truth, but just listen. If you're under the level of 30, grinding is possible. Anything is possible. A lot of people spawn great ones before level 30, but if you aren't level 30, you're not going to have anywhere near the amount of skills or perks that we have at level 60, and your grinding experience is going to be absolutely terrible. The amount of people that leave comments on my videos, Squid, you're modding, your scope is not bouncing as much as mine. No, I'm not modding, you just haven't watched my skills and perks guide linked down below. A combination of skills and perks, from recoil management to steady hands. This specific setup of skills and perks, which I have a whole video on, is how us content creators get perfectly steady hands, master follow-up shots, and this all comes from being over level 30. Once you get to level 30, you're halfway to max level, that's when your hunting experience starts to become a lot more enjoyable. You start to unlock a lot of those skills and perks that you really need once you get to level 30. And without them, not just great one grinding, but your hunting experience in general will not be very enjoyable whatsoever. Like, I could not live without sight spotting when I made the switch from PlayStation to PC last year. I didn't even think about grinding until I was max level. Completely maxed out. Screw level 30, I waited till I was level 60 to set up my first ever grind on PC. That was my fallow deer grind. 400 and something kills later, I had a smile on my face the whole grind, enjoying myself. There he was. Okay guys, so coming in at tip number 3 here on our list today is something that I talked about here a few minutes ago, but we're going to talk about this a little bit more. For tip number 3, you guys need to claim every single harvest. If you're doing a grind, or you shoot any Great One species, even if it runs a mile, you should get on a quad and speed track it. Speed tracking literally just means grab the track of the animal that you are tracking, it'll highlight the track blue, don't pick up any other tracks, get a quad, and just follow the blue tracks until you find the animal. If you're confident that, well, the animal has died because hunting pressure popped up, but he ran a super long ways, speed tracking is very, very nice. This works really, really well, especially with Great One grinding, because there's tents nearby where we shoot from, where you can spawn a quad in at. And I think a huge mistake that I made with my first ever fallow deer grind, and the reason that it took 8,300 kills, is because I didn't claim a lot of the floater males. In Aotearoa for the fallow deer grind, fallow usually drink really, really close to the water's edge, and for some reason in Aotearoa, it's New Zealand, maybe that has something to do with it. There's always like a little hill. It doesn't obstruct your shooting or anything. Sometimes it honestly makes it nice because they're kind of elevated. But usually when they die, they fall, bloop, and then they start sliding down the hill into the water, and they float, and it takes them forever to float, and I would just get lazy, say screw it, count the kill like a moron, because I didn't know this at the time, and move on to the next zone. Little did I know, all those fallow deer that I left, and I did this till about 4,000 some kills, would not respawn as a Great One, whatsoever. They can still come back as a diamond, they can still come back as a rare, which makes people start to think after a while, what am I doing wrong? Why is this Great One just not spawning? If you're not claiming your harvests, and it doesn't matter if you don't claim like 5 or 6, even 10 in your grind, if you're doing it every rotation to a couple deer, that's why your Great One's not spawning, my friends. That is why. Even if you're just casual hunting like I am right now for this kind of background footage. If I were to shoot one of these red deer, and I'm going to run all the way down there 300 meters away, and I'm gonna claim it. Why? Because red deer are a Great One species, and that stag that I just shot can very well come back as a Great One. Given the fact that, you know, since Scotland came out, I've probably shot 100 red deer in this map. I love red deer hunting. Claiming your harvests is so important, and I see so many people dirty grind and skip over it. So hopefully that'll clear it up for you guys. So coming in at tip number 2 here on our list today is going to be to herd manage your grind. Now I'm not saying that you need to go iBuy Premium's level, shout out to him, the dude's a goat. His diamond rates on his grinds are absolutely insane. But when you herd manage, it makes it so your grind is not only going to produce more trophies, like diamonds and bigger rares, but it's also going to make it so that way you're more efficient. It forces you to set up on zones with the most animals, the most wide open, and put in that time to find those zones, as long as you follow at least my herd management methods in my specific way of doing it. Most of my herd management methods are super, super simple, so I'm just talking from, you know, my guides here, because I always tell people to set up on the most wide open, in the most densely populated lakes. My methods at least force you to do that, and I'd say that most methods out there will force you to do that as well. And this is going to drastically increase the amount of kills you get per hour, because you'll be able to get follow-up shots easier with these nice wide open zones. You'll be able to spot more animals, and like I said, you'll be able to just kill more animals per hour in general. It'll make it so you're also more efficient because you'll never have to go elsewhere on your map. If you're herd managed, you know every single zone on your map has nothing but small animals in it, and all the big animals on your map are in your 8 main zones. And you're just killing those males in your 8 main zones, flushing them in and out of there consistently until a Great One eventually spawns. And also when you herd manage, you're set up at 8 zones, and you're rotating through those 8 zones. You'll get so good at shooting those 8 zones from just muscle memory over hundreds of hours of shooting. Not saying that your grind's going to take hundreds of hours, but I mean, obviously you're not setting up your grind to be done with it in a couple days. You'll be able to basically shoot with your dang eyes closed. Obviously not. That's an onomatopoeia, but pretty dang much, guys. Certain grinds are more difficult to shoot than others, like the fox grind right now that I'm doing, and I'm only 105 kills into in the last 4 days. Kind of miserable, yeah. Drop a comment that says LFox down below. But yeah, I will say my grinds that are more herd managed versus not herd managed whatsoever are a lot more efficient in the sense of kills per hour, and the amount of diamonds that I get, clearly, because that's what HM does, forces all the big animals into those 8 main zones, so you're consistently getting diamonds. It's just way more efficient. I kill way more deer per hour or animals per hour in my herd managed grinds. So I would suggest to you, you don't have to, but if you want to be efficient, you want to become a pro grinder, 90% of us at least do some herd management. I rarely heard manage a grind to the point where it's a diamond every 5 seconds. It just kind of ruins it for me and gets old after a while. So coming in at number 1 here on our list today as my number 1 tip for Great One grinding. Oh, look at that. We got a freaking diamond right there. What? 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 Where did that guy come from? There's no way I'm getting that. Brother, what? Can I get lucky here? I have so many of these things. It doesn't matter. Oh, that was far back. Casually messing up a diamond. Don't worry, I have hundreds of these things for my red deer grind. I don't really care, but I just wanted to get it down for the video. I have a terrible gun for this. That could have gotten something. Highly doubt it, though. I don't even know if he's gonna die. That's funny, though. There's a diamond right there. Coming in at number 1 is going to be to hunt other species. The amount of hundreds and hundreds of chats in my streams and comments that I get. Squid, how do you stay motivated in all your grinds? How do you shoot and shoot and shoot? The answer is, I don't. When I get bored with a grind, here's exactly what I do. I go to a random map, pick a random direction, just like I'm doing right now, and I just found a diamond that I pretty much purposely messed up. I could have tracked him, I could have got closer, and I could have not used the 44 mag on him. But like I said, I have so many diamond red deer, it really just doesn't even matter to me. It's just a little crab rack. And that is how I stay motivated. The amount of people that only hunt the 11 Great One grinds that are in the game, and completely forget about the other 200 and something animals that are in the game just because grinding content is all that does well on YouTube nowadays, and it seems like all us content creators do is grind, and, I mean, content creators that have 200 plus Great Ones, probably that's all they do in their own time is grind, but I personally enjoy this game for what it is, for the other 200 and something animals that exist in this game, for what the game was 2 years before a Great One even existed. For those of you guys that don't know, when the game was released, it was over 2 years before the first Great One ever became a thing, and it was the Great One Whitetail, I do believe. The game came out in 2017, I believe it would be 2019 or 2020 the first Great One was released. Well, there he goes. Not saying the Great One grinding is a bad thing by any means, clearly not. I have 32 of them, and I have thousands of hours into Great One grinding, but don't only Great One grind. Please don't only Great One grind, guys, because it's just going to burn you out, you're going to get bored with it, and I can't tell you the amount of people that quit the game because they get bored with grinding. Completely and totally ignore casual hunting, and they just immediately quit the game because they get bored with the grinding. It's very, very, very sad. As someone who's been playing this game for 8 years and 2 years before the Great One came out, what did I do as a little 8-year-old kid playing this game? Ran around and shot everything that I seen. I didn't know what the heck grinding was. I didn't even know what a diamond was till 2021. I just shot animals. As a huge in real life hunter, I found it so much fun to run around in these beautiful, relaxing maps with insane scenery and just shoot animals. It's just hunt. And that, my friends, is how I stay motivated with my Great One grinds. Another thing, I play a lot of the Hunter Classic and other hunting games that don't really have the grinding aspect in my own time. That's another thing, because I get bored with them purposely, and it makes me want to come back and keep miserably shooting foxes in my fox grind. But hey, if you guys did in fact enjoy this video, please let me know down below by smashing that like button and subscribing, as it is very, very much appreciated. Again, let me know down below, what grind are you guys going to be doing first? What is your first Great One grind? Or your favorite Great One grind, excuse me. I would love to hear from you guys. I love reading your comments. Like I said, I don't even think this red deer here is going to die. In fact, I guess, yeah, he's stuck at 25 to 50. I'm just going to main menu here, and that'll reset him. Maybe we'll come back and get him in a couple years when I actually remember he's here. But hey, thank you guys all so much for hanging out with me today. As always, my name is Squid. You're watching Squidster Gaming, and we'll see you guys in the next banger. Peace out, my gamers.